Welcome to a different type of video. Now, I'm into cinematography, video production and audio stuff and everything like that to do around that area. I always have, always will be. That's why I like powerful computers, so I like to be able to edit and put clips together, or rushes as you call them. Well, you call them rushes in the video production cinematography land, but for people like the normal people, it's more like they're just called clips. Video clips put together. But rushes is the actual name that when you film someone or film some sort of scene, A and B, A cam and like B roll, that's all that sort of talk. Just like when you're like sorting out electricity cables to connect lights, so you've got lights on your actual your talent, and you're doing things with a boom pole and microphones, all that sort of stuff. That's called being a grip. So yeah, I'm into all that sort of stuff, always have. And yeah, Red were kind enough to send over a very expensive bit of equipment. It's probably the most expensive gear I've ever had on my channel, and it's nice of them to trust me with over £50,000 worth here. So yeah, it is pretty expensive. But what I'm going to do is this whole video is going to be like talking about the stuff that I've got now and what it should be used for, what my thoughts are as well, and I'm going to film in loads of different formats to see which is decent. I want to see what is so different from using what I'm using over there, a 5D Mark III or a 600D over the camera there, or obviously a GoPro is slightly different. But I've been to video production places. Whoa! I've been to video production places where they've got a go.
Begin that. I've been to.
All right. I've been to other places to do video production, and they had GoPros and they were using them for quadcopter flights. And what they did is that they took the lens, the curvature lens off, or the fisheye lens as you call it, off the top, and then put a flat lens on, so it was just a perfect horizontal. Well, so when you're going to fly, everything's just vertical rather than with a curvature display. So it was pretty awesome. They were showing us how they'd done that, and they were like proper into the cinematography stuff and using these smaller drones to fly up and do stuff to catch good footage. But anyway, this is all about Red right now. So Red sent over their gear. This is the 8K weapon, and this has got a super sensor. So this is a Super 35, and this is the brain, the box here. This is a 7-inch LCD screen, and it's aluminium. So I should be able to drop it on the floor and it won't break or anything like that. But I'm not going to do that. This is way too expensive. But anyway, I'm going to also go through the price as well, because I've got all the prices here of all the components that I've got. I don't think the batteries are on here or not. But yeah, I'm going to go through everything, what I've got. And yeah. And then I'm going to put a lens on there and see what clarity, well, kind of visual clarity we get from it, how clean it is, how good it is in dark, how good it is in the light, how much aperture, exposure, how much the shutter speed needs, like the focal length and stuff like that, because it's a full sensor, how long does the batteries last, how long does the SSD last, that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to go through. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of calculate the price on the screen, because if I was to talk to you about all the individual prices, it's kind of like, wow, that's a bit like, but at least you can add it all up yourself, or we'll add it up for you on the video. But anyway, this is like what they use for cinemas, like any films you can think of. There'll be, what I'll do is I'll get a screen capture of like all the videos people have made with using Red cameras and stuff like that. But yeah, like Avatar, just point it out there. Anyway, so what we got here is a Red Epic W Helium 8K S35 brain. So this without the LCD screen or the handle. So basically, let me adjust this. So here we go, the Red digital cinema screen off. I'm going to lay this down because no doubt these are going to fall down. And then we've got the handle here, which is, got to take this off with Allen key. But I'm going to set this all up with a little bit more probably close to action. Oh, I can't get this out now. Hang on 1 second. There we go. So everything's quite like quick to undo and bolt on. But anyway, this is what it is. This brain cost £26,265 just for this little brain, and it's not that expensive really. 26,000. No, actually, yeah. So yeah, £26,265 for the brain, for cinema camera that you're gonna obviously use for. Say you've got a budget of 100 million to make a film, you'll use one of these cameras. So you'll get your money back, no problem. But yeah, this is like, it's lovely. I like it. I like how they've got the nice little screw holes there, so you can bolt it on. It's definitely durable, and it's for heavy use. That's what it's for, and it's for people that know what they're talking about and what they're using it for. Red Epic W. So this is their flag. Well, I think there's another one that's their flagship, but this one's the next one down, and they've also bringing out another. I think another Epic camera. I think they are, and but I'll link in the description down below. But I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Just going to go through all the bits that we've got. I haven't actually received this, which I thought Red has sent it, but it's got it on the list, but it hasn't. So it's called a DSMC Sidekick, and it's Magnesium. And basically it's an ABCD menu mode functioning thing. So it costs like £1,218. And it's there to obviously control stuff, and it's for this camera. It's for this one, Weapon, Scarlet W, and Red Raven. So there's no point speaking about it because I haven't got it. But anyway, so okay, what else have we got on the list? So we've got MG PL Mount. Let's see what that is. That's 135. So we've got a DSMC Mg PL Mount 2.0. Now this is £3,060, so I got it wrong. It's not £135. That's the next list down. That's the cheaper thing. So this is what you can mount your lens to and everything like that, and it goes to the body or the brain of the camera itself, and it does feel really smooth in that, but that is quite expensive. So that's all like metal and stuff, and it's obviously durable for all that as well. It's got a little PCB board at the back, so it can connect to the brain, the front of the camera, which is here. So it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's expensive, so I'm going to put that to the side. That's like £3,060. Then we've got a red arm, so I'm guessing this is the red arm, and the red arm is 135 quid. It's got a little start to record button, so you'll have it attached to the brain, and say you've got your low recording, so you've got it on the floor. I can't remember what it's called now. Light. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, you're holding it down on the floor, and so you got it. I'll show you. So much easier if I just show you, wouldn't it? Oh, you can see it what I'm talking about now anyway, like this. So I've got it like this, and I'm recording, and I've got it down, and I'm like, do you know what, I want to record. And I'll just press record, and I'll record, and then stop. So that's how simple that is. So that's £135, and then we've got the screen as well, which is a DSMC2 red touchscreen, 7.7 inches LCD, and this is aluminium, and this is going for £2,665 for a 7-inch screen. This costs more than most people's TVs in the house for a 7-inch screen, and it's touchscreen as well, and this just mounts onto the actual gear itself. It's got these special contacts, so it contacts onto the brain of the camera, and it's as simple as that. I know it's not very simple, it's quite expensive, but yeah. So that is £2,665. This is in British pounds, so in America it's even more. Oh, we got something for £85. Red Staten, red mags, ESATA and USB 3. Now, this is £85 for this box, and I'm sure it's got cables with it. No, you have to buy cables if I remember rightly. You have to buy cables. So it's got ESATA on the back for 6 gigabit connection, and then it's got a wire, what's it called? A Firewire on the back as well, if you still use Firewire, especially for Macs and stuff, and old school PCs, you can connect to the back there. Or if you've got the old school USB 3, which is like what you got with a Galaxy Note 2, it had the old cables that connected to the back, which was the flatter versions. And yeah, you could use that and you will definitely get the kind of speed, and obviously it charges as well, but this doesn't charge, this obviously uses it as a data connection. Then you've got an on and off button, and then obviously 5-volt DC in on the back there. It's got the red digital cinema logo there and the red digital cinema logo there. This is what you need to plug it in into any computer to make sure it reads. Now, so this is 85 quid, this is not bad. And then you've got these red mags as well. Now these are a terabyte each, and these are called, yeah, red mini mag. And you just plug them in there, and then that's cool, because you're not going to be able to plug this into any computer like an SD card or a CF card or a micro SD card or any SD card or micro card reader. You're going to need one of these. So £85 for that. And then you've got the SDs, not the SDs, the terabyte drive. And I think that's next. Red mini mag 1 terabyte. So hope you're all sitting down. This costs £3,315 for 1 terabyte hard drive. Now I've got 2 of them, so what do you do? That's like, what's that? £6,630 for 2. Okay. But the reason why they're expensive, there's a reason behind it. This is what I was speaking to Red about. There's a reason behind it. We'll talk about it in the end. What have we got now? We've got a DSMC universal handle. What is this? This might be the universal handle. It looks like a little handle. And how much is this handle? £135. So it's aluminium. You can bolt things to it. That's pretty cool. Leave that out of the way. Then we've got a DSMC quick release platform pack. So now we got this. Now this is a plate, and you see how huge it is. All aluminium, solid as anything. Robustness is not a word needed for this kind of equipment. This is going for 1,095 British pounds, and basically this can go onto a tripod, or you could have a Steadicam, or not Steadicam. What cam is it? You know, like the shoulder cam. That's the one. You can use that, or you can put this on a universal tripod, and it should fit on there no problem. Obviously, if you're putting a weight camera on there, you better have the bucks to get a decent tripod. But yeah, so this is a plate. But we're going to go into a little bit more detail about this afterwards. I'm just giving you the price of everything what I've got. Actually, I'm going to put it down here. It makes more sense. So now we've got the quick release pack. So I think I've gone through that. Mounting plate. So the mounting plate. So I was meant to be included with the red DSMC mounting plate, and I can't see one because I've obviously got this big plate instead. So that's on the list, but that would have been, I'm going to put these little pictures up what I meant to get and I didn't get. A mounting plate, so that would have been £90, not too bad at all. AC power adapter, 150 watts, which is what I've got here. So that's what it looks like, with its own special cable to plug it in into the brain. And yeah, that cost £135, and you also get a kettle lead as well with it. Well, you should do for that price. So what that means though, having an AC power that you can connect to it, means that you can continuously record, and you just basically, when there's a grip or spark about in on a stage and stuff like that, they can go up and add all the cables and everything like that, and then you basically got enough length to walk around and film without worrying about any power lossage or anything like that, unless the electricity goes up. But you have got batteries, but also you're going to be running out of SSDs anyway, because when you're filming in 8K, it's going to be gone pretty quick. So what else did we get? So we got a LEMO Adaptor A, so it's one of these. So this is LEMO Adaptor A, and it's got like a little contact connector as well. It's 1/4 inch out of 20, and you plug in your device onto the side there. I don't know what pin that is. There's a pinhole there, so you can connect it up. I'm guessing you run the cables for it, but I don't know where my cable is. So I'll get the cables if I can find them. Oh, there we go. I'm sure this cable will fit in there. Right, so there you go. So that connects to the camera and stuff like that, and it just gives, you can't use any other things, so you've got to use that. So that's the LEMO Adaptor A, and you just bolt things to that one as well. And then you've got adapter DSMC LEMO Adaptor B2, and you can obviously connect a bit more things to it. And then you've got another thing where you can plug to the side as well, and it only uses reds connectors, so be wary about that one. I'm guessing, what can I put on there? Can I put digital? Yeah, I probably could. So I could have an extension and put the LCD screen on there if I really wanted to. Just added bolted things on. So adapter A is 175, adapter B is 175 as well, and then we've got a V-lock battery mode. A V-lock battery module, that's £525. Let me see. So that is that. So it's a V-lock charger. It's got 007 on there. You've got LED light to show when it's charging for one battery or two batteries, and then auxiliary as well, where it says, what does it say? I can't read that properly. 13.8 volts, 100 watts, I think. And then you can plug into it with the cable, and then obviously got more power in that, and you're still going. Battery there, a battery on that side, and then it's got a little fan to exhaust heat because it will get warm. It fits with a kettle lead on the back, and then a DC in as well. And then you've got your little kettle lead that you get with that. That's £525. And then you've got the Revolt expander, which is this. So this expands. This is an expander for the brain. So if you're going to be using, say, what's it called, auxiliary and audio connections. So on the expander, you've got XLR connectors for audio 1, audio 2. So it's saying that you could have two line ins or two microphones in, or 248 volts going in there. So you can have phantom power or not phantom power. It should be able to power it. And it's got easy release buttons to undisconnect it, but it makes sure it stays connected, so when you're recording, just doesn't just come out. Obviously, because it's quite expensive. You've got auxiliary power, time code as well, if you want to connect things and find out where your time code is when you're filming, to make sure you can go back and then obviously like sync up all them rushes together. You've got auxiliary power there, you've got a serial power cable there, you've got a USB 2 connection there, you've got SD1 then, SD1 2. So these are the old school peripherals, rather than using HDMI, which it has got HDMI out, and it's got CTRL on the side there, and it's got a gig E in on the next one down, and a DC in as well for power. Then it's got your contacts to connect to the actual brain, so it can just veer off and be more of a bigger camera and start bolting stuff to it. And yeah, this is expander and everything like that. And then it's got, you can turn it off and on if you don't want to use it. More about that later on, but that's a really big bulky box thing, but when you've got it on a big tripod, it's all good. So that is called the DSMC Revolt expander. That is £3,480, and you've got an LCD EVF cable right to straight 18 inch. So this is what this is. This is £215 for a cable. £215. Okay. You've got a DSMC A Canon mount captive, which is on here already. I've got it all on there already, so I should be able to use a 40mm lens on there, so I'm going to see what that looks like. A red mini mag 1TB, which I've got two of, which is £3,315. Red brick power package, which is these. Flipping hell, these are quite weighty. So these are 14.8 volts lithium polymer batteries, and 10.4 AH and 15.3 WH. And yeah, these are pretty power hungry like bricks. I'm guessing I should be able to press this button and lights should come up. There you go, so that tells me how much power I've got. And it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LED indicator. And this one needs charging, but it's got two LED connector. And then it looks pretty cool though, but you can't just put any battery on there. It's got the red logo on there to show, look, we're using red and we're very expensive. Shouty, shouty. We got DSM MC2 V-Lock IO expander. That's £1,675. Right, yeah, so this is the expander, so you can expand and put an extra battery on and connect it up. So that's what that is. That is, what was it? £1,675. And then we've got a DSMC top handle, which is £485. And I'm sure that is it this? Can't be that. So I meant to get the DSMC2 top handle. That would be £485. It looks similar like this, but it's got like a bit like that connects the other bit, and then it's obviously screws on there, and it doesn't go anywhere. But that's not included in there, so I don't know where that is. So all in all, the total of all of this would be £50,010. So that's not a bad price for all of that. You don't need everything, but you do need hard drives. Now, the hard drives are very expensive. Let's talk about the hard drives quickly. So these hard drives are meant to be, they're called, I think it's called Red Dead. So basically, if anything goes wrong and you start to lose footage, or you lose footage, so your battery dies and it just corrupts the actual images that you've got on here, what you could do is get in contact with Red, and if you've got some software that sorts it all out, and that's why they're really, really expensive. I don't know why a terabyte hard drive would be so expensive. If every hard drive was that expensive in a computer, I don't think we'd have that many computers in the world. But yeah, that's what that's about, and I still can't understand it. But they've made it in a way where you can only use Red's SSDs, because that's what they are. This is £85. This is not a bad price, really. You can, to be honest with you, it should be USB 3.1 or so you can get a 10 gigabit infinite connection, you know, like not infinite connection. You should get a 10 gigabit connection so you could go faster, so you can offload these. I don't know what the read and writes are, but this is going to be in the video as well. After I've looked at all of this, we're going to find out the reads and writes. We're going to check out the screen, check out the plate, check out the brand, check out the brain, and then we're going to bolt everything together and check out how long the battery takes to charge. This is just basically another little handle accessory. I like these, but these are quite expensive as well. But yeah, I think this is quite cool. So you could, if you've got, I would see with a normal camera, you use a 1/4 thread and you put like an LCD screen there, so you could have it a bit more of an extender, and then you can see what you're doing, and then another bit will be connected to the tripod. But other than that, yeah. And I don't know how much Allen keys are, but they have red written on them as well. So I don't know. It's cool. But anyway, I think we should start building this thing up, because I've been talking for ages, but I wanted just to get it out. How much this all is. This is not something like an everyday Joe is going to be able to afford, or even anyone that has the money, because you've got to think this is worth more than an actual car. If you're going for a really expensive car, like 100 grand, then this is half the price. And we ain't even talked about lenses. The lenses that you're talking about is going to be probably about the same price. You're looking at around a minimum for some lenses, could be anything, because they've got lens mounts. But I want to see, it's going to be like a stress test. I'm using a 40mm Canon lens, so it's not Mr. Plastic or anything like that. But I want to see how it stresses it. Because we're obviously going to be putting 8K going through the sensor. Obviously we're not going to be uploading 8K, we're going to be downsampling it to 4K, but then we can crop and do loads of other stuff with it. That's the whole point of having 8K. 4K is the norm, but not 4K in the norm in this camera. 4K is still going to cost you like probably about 20 grand for this camera, but you can get cheaper 4K, but this is a different kind of 4K. This is cinematography 4K. So this is like what the big boys use, and you got people in the industry as well that have got the money to go out and buy this sort of stuff, or just loan it, because loaning this sort of stuff will cost probably about two grand. Yeah, I'll say about between £1.5 to £2 a day, or no, not a day, a week, if you get it on a deal. But anyway, let's get it on. Let's start bolting things together.